Happy Movement Monday, Mob. Today I got a good one for you. We're going to do a morning routine specifically for our torso and legs. This suggestion is brought to you by Jerry, who's almost 70 as he added. He's just looking for an easy go-to warm-up to start his day. So that's what I'm gonna show you now. The first movement we're gonna do is some lumbar spine rotation. So we're gonna be lying on our back here. And then you're gonna bring your arms out for support. And then you're gonna bring your knees up to about a 90-90 position. And then from here, you're gonna slowly windshield wiper your knees to one side until you feel a lot of tension. Then you're gonna use intentional movement to slowly bring that back to the other side. So from here, we're just slowly building in that rotation. So we're loosening up more of the lower back, getting some hip movement here too. So this one's super efficient if you get a lot of torso and leg tension, especially if you have it first thing in the morning. So with each rep here, I'm gonna do a solid 5 going each direction. I'm trying to see if I can start to go further and further. So I can already tell the second rep, I can push it a little bit more, but don't be greedy, just touch any tension or discomfort you might have. And as you rep it out, it should start to open up more and more. So you don't wanna go 0 to 100, because that's where injuries can happen, especially if you're not used to mobility training on a regular basis. Nice, so I'm almost touching the ground. Again, I'm not gonna get greedy here. I got one more rep on each side, so I'm gonna see if I can fully get there. Nice, I can get there on this side. And then I'm not just trying to fling over, I'm actually trying to use my obliques and some of my abdominal muscles to bring my legs to the other side. So this isn't just a passive stretch. This should be active to where you get more bang for your buck. Nice, and I can almost touch right there. And then if this is feeling good, by all means, you could do up to 10 reps, but I just like a good 5 going each direction to make it efficient first thing in the morning. So for our second move, we're gonna be doing some high-oblique thread the needles. Mouthful, but I'll show you how to do it. So this would be a full 90-90 position. A high oblique would just be dropping down to the hand here. So a lot of you should be able to do this no problem. If for some reason this is too much, then you could drop it down to forearm and do the same movement. But from this high oblique position, what you're gonna do is thread the needle or reach between your arm and your torso, trying to reach as far as you can behind you. As you rotate through, you're trying to breathe in and then breathe out. Trying to reach further, and then that's 1 rep. And then you could open it up this way and then breathe in. And then as you start to thread the needle, breathe out. And I got a couple free pops right there, which is natural. And I'm gonna do a solid 5 of these on each side. Just like the first movement, if you're really tight and you can tell 5 reps isn't gonna be enough, then by all means, you can do up to 10 here. But again, we're just trying to be efficient first thing in the morning. Really try to loosen up both the hips and the spine here, AKA legs and torso. So I'll show you from the other angle here. So high oblique sit, starting with our hand up, breathe in, breathe out. As you start to reach through, I can tell I got a lot more tension on this side. So I said I'm gonna do 5 here, but if I was just self-auditing my body during this, I might even do a couple extra reps on this side just to try to even out that mobility. Which, always listen to your body. If you have one side that's tighter than the other, don't be afraid to do more reps than the other side, just to try to balance it out. Because sometimes when you have that tighter side, you don't want to do equal reps. You actually want to do some extra to try to get them to balance. Nice, do 1 more here. Nice, and you can even pulse it at the end if it feels good. Man, just after 2 moves, I'm already feeling pretty loose in both my hips and my spine. Now the second movement I'm gonna show you requires you to be in this half kneeling position. So if you have any knee discomfort, I like using just a pillow or just rolling up a towel and putting it under my knee. And to enhance it further, if we have a weight at home, we can use that too. Or if you're doing this at the gym, you could do this no problem. But I'm gonna show it without the weight first. We're gonna do some half-kneeling windmills. Typically this is done with a kettlebell, but let's say if I had a weight in my hand overhead. So what I'm trying to do is sit back in this hip while I rotate, looking up at my hand. And then the easy version would just be touching the palm here. So just touch, bring it back, and then this is it. Again, this is the very beginner-friendly version. Just sitting into that hip, getting some of that torso rotation, really efficient for both the legs and the torso. Now before the weight, to turn it up to the next level, you would come down to your forearm. So this was level 1. Level 2 would be coming down to forearm, so you'd have to sit that butt back even further, really getting that rotation in the spine. And again, if you don't have any weight, no problem. This is I can easily bake in this movement at home. And then the third progression would be weight overhead. So I'm punching the bell, or if you got a dumbbell, you can use one too, up overhead. I'm looking at the weight as I bring it down, touching, bringing it back up. And I really feel this opening up my rib cage, spine, and my hips all with one movement. So after a good 5 to 10 reps, you'll switch it to the other side. So I'm gonna start with the weight here. So I'm gonna show level 1 first, where I sit back into this hip, touch the ground, bring it back up. And if this is all you got, then just practice this movement here. But if you do this routine every morning, by the next week, you should be able to start going down further to that forearm, so you can really take advantage of the mobility gains with this one movement. So we'll do one more here. And then if it's real tight and you can kind of hold this position, you just want to hold and think about just breathing. Especially if you have some tension in that rib cage area. A lot of times just finding that tension, breathing into it, gets it to release in no time. So there you have it. 3 simple moves you could do every morning to loosen up not only your torso, but also your legs. And this routine was built because of a suggestion. Thanks, Jerry. If you have a suggestion, make sure to join our private Facebook group where you'll find these weekly movement routines based on our community's suggestion. Keep it moving, y'all.